Here's the F-120 crankcase ready to accept the crankshaft and bearings. Now this crankcase did not incorporate the oil seal that older or that newer versions of the 120 and 140 up and up did. This one has a hole here that you can see, that's an oil hole, and there's also another hole right about there where that can get lubed. So I'm going to be using just an R6ZZ double shielded bearing, and I'm not going to remove the shield because I believe the shield is open enough that it will, this metal shield is open enough that it'll allow oil in there. So I'm going to go press this bearing in and then install the crankshaft in the rear bearing. Well, interestingly enough, I pressed the front bearing in without an issue. I used the drive washer to finish driving it in place. Then I had the bearing on the crankshaft here, and I heated the case up, and I just went like this and dropped it in, and the bearing just seated itself. So I guess we're good there. You can see very nice movement of this bearing. So we'll move on to the next step of reassembly. I think the next step I'm going to do is get my sleeve, or get my piston, connecting rod, and wrist pin retainers installed, and then I'll do the timing after I have the piston in there, since that crankshaft is so easily turned. I really want to make sure that I've got a little bit more friction on it with the piston on there and the sleeve to keep it from not being that top dead center when I put that timing gear in. So let's see here. Connecting rod has chamfers here. So this should go on here like. So, pull my little rubber stopper out of there. Now, I don't think that there was any orientation to this piston, so I should just be able to kind of let's see here. Let's first test fit. First, I want to test fit this thing going through that hole. Okay, it does. And of course, now it's probably stuck in that hole. Okay, let's see here. How are we going to do this? I've got two retainers to go in there. I don't know if maybe I should just put the retainer on one side of the piston and then just hope that it... You know what? It doesn't even look like the wrist pin retainer goes in the wrist pin at all, like on an OS one. It looks like all this thing does is just snap into the side of the piston. Ugh. So I think my first order of business is maybe I should have lubed that up. Okay, so first order of business for this was install the forward wrist pin retainer, and I've pushed it in till it's snapped, and it does not look like it protrudes out there, so we should be good. So now I should be able to put this on top of the connecting rod here. Start with this connecting rod at the top. The fact that that bearing or the crankshaft is so loosey-goosey is making it a little bit more challenging. Wrist pin is attempting to be put in place. You know, I didn't actually test this wrist pin through the piston, but, oh shit. Well, guess what? The wrist pin is metallic. Just so happened I was using that as my pusher, and it pulled that baby right the heck out of there. Okay. Wrist pin installed. Drop some lube in there. Hopefully I got lube on that. Maybe I'll just lube this retainer and attempt to guide this retainer into that hole. This is somewhat different than I've ever done before. Now, had I known that that wrist pin retainer wasn't really in the wrist pin to begin with, life might have been a little bit easier. It doesn't look like it's going in there straight. Okay. I think I felt it go in place now. Okay, so we've got piston installed. I don't see the wrist pin retainer sticking out. Yeah, I do a little bit here. Let's see if we can slide this sleeve on there. I hate it. The first time you put a sleeve in there, sometimes it just doesn't, you gotta really just kind of give it a little spin. My hands are so damn oily now. And there it went. Bitch is in there now. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. That part's done, so let's take a little breather here.